I guess I got that. Can he post a doo-doo? I need a baby, and I know it's gonna baby there. And he said to me, what'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? Something like that, Ken? All right. So here we are, about to commit social suicide tonight. Me and Kenny are going to go out and play some songs with the sax and the guitar. And, you know, in England that could be very, very tough walking in a pub. But we're going to dress up and put on a show and wear top hats and things like that.
This is my friend Julian Baker, who I met about, how many years ago?
Jules Baker.
Oh, excuse me, Jules Baker. When I met him, he was Julian Baker.
I just got rid of the
Couldn't get a license.
I got rid of the E when I got my license. I gave him a false name, Jules.
Okay, but when I first met you, you had a full band on the street.
Yeah, double bass player, 2 sax, me playing guitar and singing, writing our own stuff, doing our own thing.
And you were touring all over Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And you were doing original music.
Yeah.
Your own songs for the most part?
Yeah, and we had a Swiss bank account with 4 directors, with 4 directors on the bank account. At the same time, we sold 3,000 tapes. 1,000 tapes in 3 months.
1,000 tapes, and you played where?
All over Switzerland, Spain, Barcelona, places like Seville, Nice, Italy, Florence, Napoli, Brindisi, Greece, Corfu. Yeah, all over. That was back in 92 to 95.
But I was
That's where we met you in Lucerne.
Yeah, right. I was playing solo, and to me, the fact that you had actually motivated all these people to travel with you.
Yeah.
How long did the band last?
And that band was going for 2 years.
2 years. Now,
2 years, 24/7, living with each other.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment. Because some bands, when they're just in their hometowns, don't be for 2 years, and you were on the road with people for 2 years, making money, staying in hotels, vacationing.
Yeah. Well, you would call it vacation. It wasn't really.
Well, working vacation.
6 days a week, 6 hours a day. No one plays guitar and sings for 6 hours a day. That's fucking hard, right? And then you've got all the travelling in between, and you've got to... We had a bank account because it was the only way that we could manage to budget for our travel and keep score of the money. In fact, Dee Dee used to be the accountant. I used to check off the accounts, right? Cree was our cunning linguist. Any country we went to, he'd find out where, how, you know, how to do things, where the best places were to play. The first thing we used to do was go to the tourist office, get a map, see where all the terraces were, do a recce, and then go out there and play it. And we had it cracked to a system, and we used to go round once every so many weeks to various different places, and you know, it's amazing. I couldn't believe that you could do that.
How did you travel?
Train and plane, always.
Train and plane?
Yeah.
You went by plane?
By plane and train. Amazing, isn't it? But the thing was, you know, I mean...
And you were doing your music, right?
Yeah, to do originals is very hard anyway, yeah. It's more powerful as a group, that's one thing I'd say. When I was doing, you know, my songs on my own on the street, that was hard with the guitar, you know, crap. You know.
People don't recognise it.
If I was doing Dock of the Bay, you know, Mrs. Robinson, you know, a Beatles song, fucking Bob Dylan song, right? Then I'd be alright, you'd make some money. But doing originals was very difficult. But the moment you put it together in a band, and then an act, we used to do things like spontaneous photo. Someone would come up, and they, you know, the tourists, they want to take a photo, and as soon as they point the camera, we'd stop, they'd click the photo, we'd see the flash, and then carry on, right? So there was that, and then there was this thing called sandwich. We'd all pile into each other, and then we'd run round each other, and then spin the bass, and all sorts of crazy stuff you do. But that's what entertainment is. And if you're doing that within your own music, I mean, it's a bit like a travelling circus, in a sense. You feel more like a monkey than a musician, but if you're doing that, then generally you can survive. And that
Yeah, but look, I've been out here for a long time.
You've been doing it
I
a
saw
long time.
I saw very few original acts.
They're all doing covers.
Yeah. So the fact, that's truly what I was impressed about. That actually happened, because there are very few stories like that around.
I'm sure there are. I mean, even Danny Fitzgerald. He didn't do. He did covers. He didn't do originals.
Yeah.
Even Phil with his outfit always did covers, never did originals.
Always.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were probably one of the only bands going out there at that time. I mean, we didn't bump into any bands, so I don't know whether there were. Perhaps there were, yeah. But what I'm saying is, we were organised. We were very. We were run very diplomatic. What's the word? Very democratically as a band, right? And we were very organised financially as a band. And if you don't do any of those things, then you're fucked, right? If you are in a situation, we had rules in our band, busking rules. Rule number 1: you got something to say it. Don't say it 3 weeks later and drag it out over. Oh, and that you did that 3 weeks ago. You did that a month ago. That's no good. Now, if you feel that way, say it now, right? That works. We also had another rule: no dope in a band, all right? Because it did bring the band down. In fact, that's what did bring down the band in the end. But I'd always insisted no smoking, because it makes you lethargic. You don't want to work, and people misunderstand each other. Some people do it, and some people don't. You're on different wavelengths, And we had that kind of rule. Then there was, just sort of other rules about everyone was allowed 1 day of tour madness. Just 1 day a week, you were allowed to be absolutely grumpy, shitty with every fucker, be on your own if that's what you wanted to, whatever, yeah. And that was, that worked. And the thing was, that worked. Yeah. That really did work. We used to. It was funny because no one really, they all said I was the band leader, but I was trying very hard not to be the band leader, and I always insisted really that everything had to be decided democratically,
by everyone,
right? So, for instance, we sat in Claudio's flat. We had a use of a flat for a while in Basel, and where are we going to go? And Chris says, I want to go to Amsterdam. Claudio wants to go to Spain. Didi wants to go somewhere else. He wanted to go to Italy or somewhere, or back to Italy or something like that, or back down to France and Nice, And I said, well, oh, you decide. I said, I told you, I'm not deciding. I'm not making that decision, because if I get the wrong place and we do crap, then I'm going to have to pick up everything, the shit, yeah? And I don't want to be in that position, right? So there's 4 of us in this band. And I ended up saying, because I'm a dyslexic anyway, I ended up saying, the problem with this band? And I said, what's that? And I said, there's a lack of willingness. No, I said, there's a whack of willingness in this band. And they said, whack of willingness? What? And I said, yeah, lack of willingness. Because I got it all round the wrong way, And we did end up in a situation where we went to Amsterdam. And we got there. And I'd done all the smoking thing, with 15 other friends when I was, because I was older than that. And I'd done all that shit. And we end up one day where we're just not working, we're not earning any money, we're just getting stoned all the time, it's fucking boring, And I'm walking down the street with him, and I'm saying, right, patience mask, I'm going to go and busk something, yeah. And I knew what I was going to do. I saw the police station sign there, Central was Amsterdam. I'm going to go in there, fucking play for the police to get thrown out. I just wanted some action, madness, total moment of madness, I want something to happen, shake it up, And I walked into the police station and said, hi, I'm Jules, I'm going to give you a song. And luckily, the double bass player came in and 2 saxophone came in. And I did this sort of shout, I feel. And we went to I Feel Good. We actually did a cover of them. And the police just, put the feet up on the desk and they didn't answer the phone. Then after the song, I said, thank you very much for the music. We love your music. Threw us some money. And left. For work. And I'm gobsmacked.
Only in Amsterdam.
How could you do that? If you tried to do that in England, you'd be disturbing the peace, interfere with police business, something or other. Someone would be a killjoy and stop it,
Well, did you ever come to England with the band?
Yeah.
How did it go over?
Oh, it was brilliant. We had such a fun time, right? One of the funniest moments, and you'd like this is a funny story. We went to Covent Garden. And we got here and it was in September, so things were pretty much done, winter, cold and all that stuff. And Covent Garden wasn't so busy, right? And of course, we were with the band. We were very confident, well rehearsed. We would be, after nearly 2 years on the road, right? We were crack hot, and we started busking, and these people started, coming up, and they were sort of forming an edge. We had quite a number of people there, and they were all taking photos, and we thought, fucking hell, they're loving us here. We're going to do really well, And then we realised, because a policeman came up, he said, "Do you realise you're not allowed to busk here?" And we said, "No." He said, "What does that say?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, I'm dyslexic." Play on it a bit, And it says, busking fine £400. And what people were doing was they were taking a photo of us because
of the
we
sign.
had this sign behind us saying, busking £400 fine. Probably fuck all to do with the music.